this is Calculus 12, Chapter 2.4. We're going to be looking at rates of change and tangent lines. So recall, we did something like this already. Average rate of change, we're basically just looking at the secant lines. Okay, so we take one point and another point. So if we want to find the average rate of change from day 5 to day 4, we draw our secant line. So we get 15 over roughly 7. So that's 8 over 1. And we get 8 flies per day. If we look at day 8 to day 5, that's the green line. So day 8 to day 5, we draw a line there. This is 32 minus 15, 32, 15. So that's 17 over 3. So we'll just leave it at that, 17 over 3 flies per day. If you're a real stickler, we can say 5 flies per day because we can't have part of a fly. But normally we'd be dealing with numbers a lot larger than this. Okay, and this is just the slope between 2 points. We're not looking at tangent yet, we're just looking at average. So average is different than the tangent. It could be the same, but it's not likely. Okay, let's look at the slope of a curve at a point. P of A, F of A. And for the slope, we have M equals limit as H goes to 0, F of A plus H minus F of A over H. So for this, you need to be good at binomial expansion. Okay, because this is your binomial, and when we substitute it in function, you'll likely be doing a polynomial, so you need to do binomial expansion. And this is provided the limit exists. Okay, so it won't exist when we have a corner, a cusp, or a vertical tangent. Okay, so basically we're looking at A, and the y value is f of A. So if we add h to here, A plus h, this is f of A plus h. Okay, so this is a y value, this is our x value. And when we subtract these two, we get h. When we subtract these two, we get f of A plus h minus f of A. The tangent line for the above situation will be y minus f of A equals m times x minus a. Okay, this is known as slope point form. It's a perfectly valid form. Don't change to slope intercept unless you're asked to. Okay, every year I get students still changing it into slope intercept. They make algebra mistakes and then I have to take marks off. Don't change it unless you're asked to. This is a perfectly valid form. And in addition to tangent lines, we'll be asked to find the normal line to the curve. That's the perpendicular line to the tangent line. And you can't find the normal by itself. You have to find the tangent line first. Must find tangent first. Okay, so let's look at an example. Let f of x equal x cubed. Find the slope at x equals a. And when does the slope equal 2? Find the tangent and normal lines at a. So we need to find the tangent first. M equals limit as h goes to 0, f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. Substitute limit h goes to 0, a plus h cubed minus a cubed over h. Now this is not a cubed plus h cubed. This is a binomial expansion. It has way more terms than that. Okay, so we start off with a cubed. We need to use 3 choose 1, that's 3. Decrease the exponent, increase the exponent for h. The next one is 3 choose 2, that's 3. Decrease the exponent for this one, increase the exponent for h, and plus h cubed. So that's our binomial expansion, minus a cubed all over h. We cancel out the a cubed. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the limit of each one, but I'm going to factor out and cancel an h. So we have limit h goes to 0, 3a squared plus 3ah plus h squared. And we're going to break up the terms. Limit h goes to 0, 3a squared plus limit h goes to 0, 3ah plus limit h goes to 0, h squared. So we have 3a squared because there's no h's in here. And then this h will cause this to go to 0, and that h will cause it to go to 0. Okay, so it's just 3a squared. We need to solve this for when does the slope equal 2. 2 equals 3a squared. A squared equals 2 over 3. A equals plus or minus square root 2 over 3. Okay, so what we have is something that looks like, this is not to scale, something like this. Okay, so we'll say it's roughly there, we'll say it's roughly there. So our first solution, y minus, we'll use this point, negative root 2 over 3 cubed equals 2 x minus negative root 2 over 3. Okay, we don't need to simplify this. Any simplification will confuse this point. So this is negative root 2 over 3, negative root 2 over 3 cubed. So the perpendicular slope is equal to negative 1 over the slope. So this is negative 1 over 2, because the slope is 2. So we can create our normal line, y minus. It's going to look exactly the same. Except for the slope here, negative 1/2 x minus negative root 2 over 3. Okay, we need our second solution, so we have the positive one. So y, second solution, minus root 2 over 3 cubed equals 2 x minus root 2 over 3. Our normal line is going to be identical. Let's just graph that. Y minus root 2 over 3, negative 1/2 x minus root 2 over 3. Okay, so this one is here, and this one is here. This one is here, and this one is there. Okay, so you got your tangent line, your normal line, and for your second solution, your tangent line and your normal line. Okay, a slightly differently worded question. Find the normal and tangent lines at x equals 3. Okay, before we find our tangent line, let's find f of 3. So we don't forget to do this later. That's 3 squared plus 3. That's 9 plus 3. That's 12. Okay, let's find the slope. M equals limit h goes to 0. We're going to do f of 3 plus h minus f of 3 all over h. Sorry, but I'm going to go sideways on this one so that we can fit it all in. Limit h goes to 0. We have 3 plus h squared plus 3 minus 3 squared plus 3 all over h. Now we expand this. We get, again, I'm going to put this in reverse order. This is going to be h plus 3. So we have h squared plus 6h plus 9 plus 3 minus 9 plus 3. This is in brackets. This is in brackets all over h. And I forgot my limit. Limit h goes to 0. Let's cancel some things out. 9, 3, 9, 3. Okay, this is a minus distributing in here. Okay, now we have limit h goes to 0. We have, I'm going to cancel out an h from each term. So this is going to be h plus 6. Limit h goes to 0 of h plus limit h goes to 0 of 6. That's 0 plus 6, so that's 6. Okay, m equals 6. M perpendicular equals negative 1 over 6. So our tangent line, we have y minus 12 equals, our slope is 6, x minus 3. Our normal line, y minus 12 equals negative 1 over 6, x minus 3. So the point doesn't change, only the slope changes for the normal line. Don't bother simplifying this, don't bother simplifying that. Just leave it as it is. Next problem. Okay, before we start the next problem, you need to know what ln is. Ln x equals log e of x. Okay, and e is approximately 2.71828. So A, we're only finding the average rate of change, so we just have to plug it in. Rate of change equals f of b minus f of a over b minus a. So all we have to do is ln 4 minus ln 1 over 4 minus 1. Okay, ln 1 is just 0. Or you could look at it as ln 4 divided by 1. That's going to be 4. So we just have ln 4 over 3. Leave your answer as exact whenever possible. Only approximate when asked to. B. Average rate of change equals f of B minus f of A over B minus A. And we have ln 103. So this is A, this is B, this is A, this is B. Minus ln 100 over 103 minus 100. This is minus, so that means we're dividing these two. So we have ln 1.03 over 3. Okay, again, leave it as exact whenever possible. And up here, I know this looks messy, but it's more meaningful. Do not convert these to decimal values. These should be left as radicals, so your answer is exact. And that completes this lesson.